The Fox 7 Care Force is brought to you by Advanced Pain Care.
In the Fox 7 Care Force, using virtual reality to help veterans struggling with post-traumatic stress. There are myriad approaches to treat and offer relief to PTSD, and today we are looking at one of the higher tech methods. And joining us to go through some of this is Chris Brickler. He is the CEO of MyndVR. Chris, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Mike. Pleased to be here.
First of all, tell us about this technology. How does it work? What does it do?
Well, we're using virtual reality in quite a different use case than the public recognizes VR. We've reimagined essentially away from a VR gaming platform for younger audiences to very much a healthcare modality where we're bringing in virtual reality to help in the health and wellness, and in our case, specifically with older adults and with veterans.
How is it, veterans with post-traumatic stress, is this technology helping them, and how does it?
Yeah, when you look at PTSD, it's a very, very serious issue with veterans of all ages. Many of the veterans that we work with are obviously aging, so that might be Vietnam or Korean War veterans. Well, we try to bring VR and really lighten up their day. So we try to create better mood structure. We try to help with better sleep patterns through meditative VR content. And then as it relates to occupational therapies and physical therapies, a lot of these veterans have those issues as they age as well, and VR is turning out to be a very productive tool in that use case. But when you think about PTS and you think about some of the side effects like night terrors, when we can implement VR to help with agitation, to reduce anxiety, these types of things are very exciting, and there's a lot of promise with this science.
The different facets and manifestations of post-traumatic stress, does virtual reality cover all those things, or are there places where it has a tougher time trying to offer some relief?
Yeah, well, virtual reality, again, it works across a continuum of care examples. When we think about specifically PTSD, for younger veterans, there's some really interesting science. One of the gentlemen that's on our board of advisors is a guy named Dr. Skip Rizzo, and he's developed a program called Brave Mind, which is essentially a therapist-based tool where desert warriors can be brought back into situations that create an opportunity for exposure therapy and to relive some of those situations that could come up in those environments. And VR is very useful for simulating that in a very real way.
Okay. Track record of success. What's it been like? What's it been so far? Well,
it's been great. We're deploying with the VA. We're also deploying into over 100 homes in the State Veteran Association of Veteran Homes. That is a really, really good project where we're starting to see the deployment of VR as an immersive therapeutic into these homes, which, there's anywhere from 100 to 500 veterans that might be in these homes. And we bring MyndVR in, and it's just having a wonderful impact on, again, the balance of mental health, the balance of physical health, emotional health. VR is well suited to help on all fronts.
Okay, it's a fascinating technology, and it's really exciting. And we're out of time for now, but Chris Brickler, we really thank you for your time, and it's an interesting way forward for post-traumatic stress. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike.